Hello, prospective families. It's Amy Pearson. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to give you a few tips and tricks about approaching the shared video process, whether or not you end up applying to MTS. I was on the committee that helped design this process. I had a daughter who went through the video process as a kindergarten applicant last year. And as you've learned, if you've come on a tour or gotten time with me before, I'm just really interested in making the admission process as ideal for you, your family, and your child as possible. So hopefully a couple of things might resonate for you here. Number one, in thinking about this, I can't recommend enough to make sure that you've read through the guidelines and the FAQs as well as the directions in advance, especially the directions because that's what you'll be using when you do the videos with your child or someone in your family. And the language that is used in the directions might be not language that you use every day with your child. So, kind of practicing it, reading through it once or twice is helpful for when you're going to be delivering it and saying it. And I do want to add a note here. If there's a word that's awkward or it doesn't come out right, that's okay. You don't have to read it word for word. Just do your best. You'll get the spirit of the letter there when you read it. And so try to have fun with it. You'll also see in the directions that you need to create a couple of sheets in advance for your child to work with during the video. So you'll want to make sure you have those done in advance. Next, I always like to say to families that it's great to think about a good time of day to give the videos. It's not something you want to rush through on your, before school, try to get it in quickly necessarily. I also don't recommend doing this, for example, on a Friday after a long day in preschool, before they've had dinner, when they're hungry and when they're tired, right? You want to pick a time, maybe on a weekend if you have that flexibility, maybe after breakfast, maybe when siblings or friends or animals or all the things that happen in some households are not around and distracting your child. So picking a good time of day is really important. And if it doesn't work out in that moment in time, just say, yeah, we'll do it later. Don't worry about it and pick another time. Next, some children are really curious as to why you might be doing this with them because frankly most of us don't do this kind of thing with our child and record it. So some children will say, oh great, that sounds fun, we'll do it, just record me. A lot of children might say, why are we doing this? So you may want to have something figured out in advance, like, oh, you know what, we want to record you playing and thinking and doing some fun things that you like to do when you're this age, and then when you get older we can show it to you and watch it together. Or I've known other families to say, we want to record some videos of you doing some things you like to do and share it with your grandparent or your auntie or a good friend that doesn't get to see you all the time. So thinking about why you're doing it and what you're going to share with your child is important. And lastly, I really want to stress that as much as you can have fun with this, please do. It's not really meant as a test. I know families sometimes worry about that. It's meant as a way to interact with your child and have them do some things that they naturally know how to do. You don't need to prepare them in advance in terms of having them practice anything in this. You should just go, read it to them and have them have fun with it. If they don't do it exactly like you were expecting, that's totally fine. We're fine with it. And as much as you can be relaxed about it and say, oh, great, let's try this other thing, that's really helpful for them. You don't need to dress them up. You don't need to make it look a certain way. Just try to have fun with it. And lastly, I want to say I absolutely love receiving these videos. It was the highlight of the admission process last year. I love meeting your children in person too, and we're hoping to do that after winter break. But getting to watch these videos and seeing their delight and how they think and how they problem solve and being able to watch them, I would save them for the end of the day and it would just be like a pick me up at the end of the day, or I would start them in the morning and watch them, as I was kicking off my work day. They bring such joy, and children are such a delight, and we really appreciate you going on this journey with us, taking the time to do this, trusting us, trusting in the process. This has been a work in progress over the last 2 years, and it's really exciting to try something new as a group of schools and to work with you on this. So I want to thank you for your time and for doing it, and I hope you have a lot of fun with it.